Hello, I'm visiting with Frank Murray, the author of Natural Supplements for Diabetes. What is insulin resistance? Is that a precursor to diabetes?
Well, insulin resistance affects type 2 diabetics. And the pancreas is producing some insulin, but the body is confused about what is this stuff, and so it is reluctant to use it, doesn't know what it is.
Doesn't recognize the insulin?
Doesn't recognize it for some reason. This is only type 2. Obviously type 1 has to take insulin to process the sugars and starches that has to be converted to glucose, as you know, which the body needs.
Well, don't we have insulin receptors and they become desensitized by too much insulin?
Oh, absolutely. If you get too much insulin, the whole system can break down. It's called
Hyperinsulinemia?
Yes. That means too much glucose. The insulin has produced too much glucose. And if you get too much glucose in the system, you can go into a coma.
So insulin resistance is that we're not responding with, or
Correct.
over-responding.
We're not responding. We wonder, what is this stuff, you know? And some type 2 diabetics, of course, take insulin. But in many cases, I say the pancreas is producing some, but the body is confused about how to deal with it.
Because we've overproduced it from eating too many starches and sugar?
Well, that's possible. You know, we're all eating too much of those and getting fat.
Well, it was my understanding that if you eat too many sugars and starches, your body will secrete, your pancreas will secrete the insulin. But if it secretes too much insulin...
It's dangerous. You can go into a coma.
Okay.
The deal is, that's why we say stay away from white potatoes, white rice, and so forth, white bread, because the pancreas has to pump out a lot of insulin to disperse that. So we want an even flow, you know.
Isn't insulin a fat-storing hormone?
Yes, that's true.
So it contributes to obesity in diabetics, right?
Oh, yes, yes. And if the body is not getting enough glucose, it has to have sugar, so it converts the fats over to glucose. And it causes a buildup of ketones, which are very harmful. If you get a toxic buildup of ketone, well, this is when the body is converting the fats to glucose. If the body isn't getting enough glucose from the sugars and starches, it switches over, start using the fats, which are built up in the body.
Okay. All right.
The fat-soluble vitamins, as you know, A, D, E, and K, are built up in the body. They're stored in the body. So if the body isn't getting enough glucose, the body switches over and converts the fats to glucose.